Nikola Jokic and Anthony Davis are the only two guys on DraftKings north of 10K. But the question remains, can you play them together? It's time for the starting lineup, everybody. We got to find my 5 favorite plays to go into point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center. And we're going to build that out in the single lineup simulator. And then we're going to optimize around it to find out what the best lineup is. And then we're going to find some 3v3s around it to see how we can pivot. I'm scared to fill out this 5-man lineup right now because Jokic is 45% owned. And I love Nikola Jokic, but I don't think I can put him in this lineup right now. Similarly, there are some other pieces I don't love. So the first thing that I am putting into this lineup is the thing that I like the most because of ownership. I'm going with Anthony Davis. I think that's the best move right now for me. Now, point guard becomes interesting. I would really like to take a shot on Josh Giddey here, but I have a hard time passing on Ray J. Dennis right now. And I think Dennis would fit in if I did pass on him, but I'm going to just take Dennis now. It's too good a value. There's not enough bodies left for Indiana. And at 3,800, that's going to open things up for us as we continue through this. I do need to find a center. Half of the center ownership right now is going to Nikola Jokic. I'm curious if I can get him an AD. I think that's going to be too disgusting. But it depends what we do with small forward and shooting guard. So we're going to try to save some salary here. We already have Ray J. Dennis. We're going to need another Indiana piece, whether that ends up being Ben Shepherd or whether that ends up being Jarris Walker. I'm going to make it Walker for right now. And I'm going to try to find a different shooting guard. D'Angelo Russell stands out a little bit. He's the 3rd best shooting guard value. Cam Thomas is standing out a bit as well, but a little bit more expensive. The spot I'm actually going to go right now is going to be Keontae George. So that gets us to center. If we went to Jokic, we'd have 4,500 left for each spot. If we don't go to Jokic, we're going to have a lot of room to wiggle around for guard, forward, and utility. As I look at this right now, I don't have anybody that immediately stands out. I don't like the matchup for Walker Kessler against Portland. And like Vooch and Sabonis sort of cancel each other out for me. So I think I'm gonna just bite the bullet and see what kind of lineups can we build around a $10,100 AD and an $11,500 Jokic, the 2 most expensive plays of the slate. Can we even do it? We have $13,400 left over. What fills out when I click complete this lineup? This is for their optimal. Russell Westbrook, Matas Buzelis, and Jay Huff. We have a lineup projected for 280 fantasy points, and we have 260% ownership. But this is the first lineup we've got for the starting 5. Don't forget to hit the like button. And we're off to a great start. This is what we want to see right out of the gate. We were able to piece this together with the double pay-ups and get to a 60% sim ROI, a 0.2% chance for a win rate, and a 41% cash rate. I was a little nervous that we were going to be paying up too much in that spot, but it doesn't appear to be the case. So now we need to find out what else goes around these guys. I'm going to move it to 10% randomness. I'm going to click complete this lineup, and we'll see if that swaps anybody out. Westbrook, Buzelis, and Huff again. I'm going to clear it. Bump it to 15. All right, slightly different. We left $700 on the table. We kept Russell Westbrook. We added Ben Shepherd, and we've added Najee Marshall to this lineup. 275 projection, 262 ownership. This is going to be, best I can tell, significantly worse. Negative 8.1. That stood out immediately. One, you don't really want to leave that kind of salary in the NBA, especially on a slate of this size. It's just a different DFS sport. So I wouldn't, that's an okay amount. I wouldn't exclude it, but it stood out to me. And I just don't love the way the pieces go here. Those 3 Indiana guys, I don't love it. We need to find a different set of 3 guys. That was an L pretty clearly. Westbrook, Buzelis, Huff. I don't think there's a lot of options here. I don't think much fits cleanly around my 5-man core. We add another pacer, Quentin Jackson, Matas Buzelis, and Ayo Dosunmu with $100 left on the table. Now we're in business. 269 projection. So we did give up 10 fantasy points off of our top lineup, but we also cut 56% ownership. My guess is it's too much fantasy points. And you can see it there at 14.6. But we're close. If we can claw back like 2 or 3 of those without really eating the ownership, I think we'd be in business. So what I want to do now to close out the starting 5 is to try to do it based on what I think is best. Preferably somebody that isn't massively owned or on the Pacers. So it does become a mildly limiting factor. It's Josh Minott for me. If I add Minott, who are the optimals around him? Westbrook, Najee Marshall. 272 projection, 240 ownership. And I think I can get off of that Westbrook piece too. We're going to need a guard. Now, Westbrook is a 6.6x value, but he's 52% owned. Can I recreate a lot of that value, but really shave the ownership? And I think that I can with D'Angelo Russell. Because if I go to Russell, we have 4,100 left. In theory, our best option remaining is going to be Najee Marshall again. So if I complete this lineup, it gives us Marshall, 271.5, 208 ownership. This is how we close out the starting 5, that we build it on our own. Barely. 16% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, just a 29% cash rate. Got a lot of low-owned guys here. I think the clear takeaway for this is that it is very, very difficult to build around Nikola Jokic and Anthony Davis combined, at least with how the slate looks now. If we free up any more value, I think we're going to be in business, particularly in that forward spot. But if we don't, I think your best starting 5 is going to not include one of those guys.